Greetings, fellow men. Servus Männer. It's Red Pill Germany again, and I just watched, of course, the game Germany against South Korea in the Football World Cup in Russia. So we could all witness what we were expecting. Germany is out of the competition, and I have to say, rightfully so. Of course, individually, these are all good players and they all have the skills that they need to succeed in such a tournament, but they were just not a team. When you watched Die Mannschaft perform this time, it almost looked like nobody wants to play with the rest of the team. They don't want to play football with each other. Nobody showed any initiative. They didn't walk the literal extra mile, and in the end, when they needed it, they didn't even show the fighting spirit and the team spirit that the German team is famous for normally. Now, as I have mentioned already, I'm not a big football expert, but even me as a layperson who watches football games only occasionally, even I could see that there was something profoundly wrong with this team this year. This is of course only speculation. I mean, I don't know what's happening behind the scenes, but I could imagine that it has something to do with the fact that some of the players this year choose to publicly show also that they do not want anything to do with Germans, that they despise our culture, our traditions, and our way of life. They like the opportunity and the money when we give it to them. They like the security and the free education and all the possibilities they have here, but they still have nothing but disrespect for us. Now, don't get me wrong, I find it very natural that they don't think that they're Germans, that they don't feel German. I mean, I lived in Japan and the US, and while I respect both of those nations tremendously, I never felt like one of them. But here is the difference. When you live in another country and you owe a lot to this host nation, you don't have to be one of them, but you have to respect them at least. And they showed that disrespect in recent decades more indirectly, but this time they chose to go all public and spit in the faces of their German hosts quite directly. But as you can already tell by the tone of my voice, I'm not lamenting these issues. I am actually happy that it's now all in the open and we can see clearly what is going on. As I said before also, now it is an opportunity for the Germans to look at the actual problems of this country in this very crucial year, and I hope that the senses of the Germans will not be dulled by the circus games that the elites present to us. The challenges, the actual real challenges that lie ahead of us are now international trade, secure European borders, and the buildup of national and/or European defenses. We have to spend so much more on our military, and we have, and I see that connected but also independent in part of that topic. As I said, we need to secure the outer borders and also make sure that people who overstayed their welcome or who shouldn't have been here in the first place will be sent back to their own home countries swiftly. So I am actually quite interested in how the elites, how the television, how the state media or the mainstream media, how they will actually frame this, what happened now, this failing of this multi-ethnic, multicultural German team. Because when they play well, oh, then it is proof that multiculturalism works, of course. This is how Merkel and her cronies present that to us. But what if it fails in such an obvious way as this time? And maybe in the coming days it will be revealed that there was actually a strife and animosity among the different players in the team, which might have caused, or actually just attributed, but still might have been a factor in their poor performance this time. If you, dear listener, are not from a big football nation, you might find this childish, like what has this sport to do with how people are thinking about ethnicity or nationality and identity and so on. But if you are from a country like that, such as maybe Germany or other great football nations, it is very clear to you that these incidents might actually induce changes in the way the average German or the common football fan thinks about these issues. Now, me personally, I think that the performance of the national team says absolutely nothing about whether or not multiculturalism, quote unquote, works or not. But this is not the issue here. The issue is how people will think about it, or if people will start thinking about it. If this might be some kind of spark that maybe adds to other impressions that these people had in the past. Okay, I just wanted to make this statement really quick and let you go on with your day. I will, of course, follow the news in Germany very tightly on this matter, and if I see it fit, I will report on that topic once again. Because rest assured, the public debate and the discussion about why we failed and what we have to do so that our team can win again in the future, and what kind of measures have to be taken, and who is responsible, blah blah blah. This discussion is only beginning right now in Germany. I almost fear that this kind of debate will distract Germans maybe even more from the actual problems that are at hand right now, as I said earlier, than if we actually had stayed in the competition and even won the World Cup. Enjoy the rest of your day. Servus, Kameraden.